I have two specific Heat topics I really want to talk about.
Go for it.
Bam Adebayo.
That was the one I was going to ask.
There are just nights where, okay, he's very aggressive. He's scoring. He's running up and down the floor. He's very versatile defensively. But then there are nights where it's like, he scored 4 points. And I don't think he even had a chance against Rob Williams or Al Horford down low. Like, this is a max contract player, and he wasn't always very good.
Calling his own shot is not a natural thing for Bam. He's a distributor. He's a fearsome defensive player and a really good complementary player. But for him, scoring off something that isn't garbage or isn't a third option, that's not a natural thing for him. It's something where he has to change his natural mindset. The other side of it is, and I was reading this today on another website. There's a lot of history between him and Grant Williams. They played each other in college and in high school, both North Carolina boys. And Grant Williams is one of these guys who always managed to slow Bam down. So I think there was a little bit of, okay, Rob Williams is a wonderful defender. And then when he's off, I've got to deal with either Horford or Grant Williams. And all three of them present very different problems. So when you're not a natural scorer like him, you almost have to, it's not just developing a scoring mindset, it's developing 3 different scoring mindsets. And when none of those are your natural mindset, that's pretty difficult. So there were times where he looked great, but there are times where he sort of reverted to type, where he was, awesome defensively, the connective tissue that makes the Heat run, but he would shoot the ball 7 times rather than 17 times. And, especially with so many players injured, Lowry out, Butler out, Hero out, Bam needed to take control more often. And that'll be a lesson for him. He's still young.
It was just very, I don't want to say discouraging because obviously I was happy with the win, but if Miami was going to win the series, Bam Adebayo had to be on his game. And there were too many times where, like, Miami really needs some offense here. Bam in the post. Oh, here's a front layup 3. Brick. Front layup. Brick. Like,
it's not even Bam in the post because he's such a good ball handler and such a good distributor. You have to stay home. If you're playing 4 out with Bam, you have to stay home on the shooters because he will find them if you double team. And he's such a good ball handler. He's fast. He's agile. It's not even just throwing. Yeah, they did. It's not even throw it down to him in the post. It's let him drive from the top. Let him catch at the elbow. But
because there was a lot of times he'd come straight downhill and Horford would do his weird thing where he's off to the side.
Yeah. See, Horford's anticipation is wonderful. But the 2 Williamses, they are probably 2 of the best equipped defenders in the league to stop what Bam does well offensively when he's looking to score.
Grant Williams is
it was a bit of a nightmare matchup for Bam.
Yeah, absolutely. But like, if you're going to take the next
step, nightmare series, but it turned into a disappointing series.
Yeah, I don't know. Bam Adebayo, he's a max contract guy. It's just I need better from him.
In normal circumstance, let's assume that only one of Butler, Hero, and Lowry are injured. You don't need him to be the offensive fulcrum anymore. You don't need him to be the number 1 scorer. And suddenly what he does looks so much better. The issue was that their 3 main scorers for the Heat were, at one stage, they had all 3 of them out. It wasn't like they were all out at different points. At one stage, they had all 3 of them out. And suddenly Bam, who is, as far as a scoring option, an offensive option, he's involved a lot, but as a scoring option, he's probably your 4th, maybe 5th player behind Strus.
But he has it in him, too. He has it in him.
He has the ability, but it's the mindset. You've got to look for your shot. That's the tough thing for him. It's not his natural way to sit there and go, I'm going to shoot 6 times this quarter. He's just not wired that way. Yeah, and I don't think he ever will be. And in a normal circumstance, the Heat don't need him to be wired that way.
Fair. And Hero being hurt, like I've been saying that all year. They're very Tyler Hero reliant. Like, they need his stretches of offense. They have to get him.
Well, his ability to find a good mid-range jumper is is a rare skill. He's really, really good at it. I don't necessarily enjoy watching Tyler Hero play, but I completely respect what he does for that offense. You know, there are times when it just breaks down, and because he is a genuine 3-level scorer, you know, it's not like where you can lay off Butler and absorb the hit to the chest. You have to come out to Hero because he'll hit the 3. You have to respect his ability to get to the basket, and you have to respect his ability to stop and rise from 15 or 18. That's an impossible task for a defender. You can't guard everything.
I have one more Heat thing. I hate Kyle Lowry. Like, respect in the world for everybody else on the Heat team. Kyle Lowry is a joke at this point.
Let me ask you a counter question.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm ready.
Do you love Marcus Smart?
See, I knew you were going to go with this, and I had a stat prepared just in case you were going to go with this.
I don't give a fuck about stats. They are the same player 10 years apart.
No. Marcus Smart plays real defense. Does he flop? Absolutely. He flops. But that guy plays real defense. He goes to the hole. He grinds it out. Like, that guy really, really tries and competes his ass off. Lowry is a walking meme at this point. Like, you can't get around the corner. He's just, I mean, every time. It's literally.
And we could be talking about a 36-year-old Smart like that too.
Oh, don't even say that.
What's Smart now? 26, 27, whatever he is.
Yeah, 27, I think.
Yeah. So, you know, Lowry was never the defensive player that Smart is, but Smart will never be the offensive player that Lowry was in his prime either. But, you know, they tend to balance out as far as what they could provide a team. They both flop. They both play every angle. All the
Lowry is just way, 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 way worse.
Yeah, he has to now. I mean, A, he's as old as the hills. B, so obviously he's lost more than one step. And he's also, like, he's hobbled. He had to try something. It's the playoffs. You don't leave it on the sideline.
How about this?
You leave it on the floor.
Second spectrum tracking. 43.8% of drives, Kyle Lowry. Totally buy him.
Yeah, he can't move.
Can't move.
No, but again, he's old and playing on one leg. Of course,
every time. But you can't even
expect that.
Like, if you try to send a screen on him, it's on him.
Yeah, of course. He's trying. Like, if you know that you're playing on one leg and that the bloke you're playing against is 10 years younger and way faster, you can't sit there and go, oh well, you know, I've had my day. No, it's the conference finals.
But he doesn't even
have to find an angle. You draw one dodgy whistle, that might be the difference.
But that's all he does. He doesn't try to score. He's just there to try to pick up fouls on other people. That's all he does.
Because he's old and injured. They needed him out there because they don't have another legitimate point guard. They really don't. I mean, you know, don't talk Gabe Vincent. He's not a starter in an NBA conference finals. But Larry had to be out there, and he was limited, so he had to pull whatever tricks he could. And you know that if there's ever a player who, in that circumstance, is going to go into the dark arts, it's Kyle Lowry.
I hate him. Postseason stats, Kyle Lowry. He shot 29%.
Yeah. Again, he spent most of it injured. Don't expect all-star Kyle Lowry. He's not that player anymore, Trey.
He's on the ground constantly. Like,
yeah, well, that's the other thing. It's hard to have a good shooting percentage when you're sitting on your ass the whole game. But
he's on the ground the whole game.
Yeah. Look, as a 43-year-old baller, I can tell you that I spend a lot more time on the ground now too. That's not necessarily like looking for fouls. It's just that I fall over more.
It could be him trying to get a rebound. He's going down, just hoping there's a foul.
Yeah. Yeah, but again, you're saying this like you're saying this like Kyle Lowry has never done this before.
It's getting worse.
Have you ever watched Kyle Lowry play in his 15 years in the NBA?
I think it's getting worse. I think it's past the point where it's basketball.
Of course it is, but again, that's because he's old and injured. He had to do something because he couldn't just sit there and go, "Oh well, look, he got past me. I'll get him next time." He had to do something, and that's his fallback. It's always been his fallback. Even back when he was with Memphis, that was his fallback.
It's horrible. It's getting worse, I think. It's getting worse.
Yeah, look, I think assuming he's healthy next season, there will be less of that. But but there'll be more of that than what there was 5 years ago because he's just at that stage of his career now. He's old.
Like there was a play, Smart was guarding Giannis in the post, and when there was one time Giannis backed him in, and Smart took the contact, and you just knew he was going down. But like, there's a craftsmanship to it. Lowry, you can't be near the guy. It's every time.
Yeah, but again, to me, this isn't a shocking revelation. But we know that an old and injured Kyle Lowry is going to fall back on something, and it's always the flops. He always falls back onto trying to draw bullshit fouls. He's done it forever. Like, this isn't news.
I think it's worse than it's ever been.
Of course,
I remember watching him with the Raptors, and he'd pull some shit and lay there for an extra second, hoping something would get reviewed. But like now, it's every play he does it.
Yeah, of course. But again, we're going around in circles a bit. But yeah, we're going around in circles. But of course, it's going to be worse. He doesn't have anything else to give in this series. He can't move.
And I actually liked him being out there because I know if he shot the ball, it probably wasn't going in. At the same time.
Yeah, aside from that one game where, was it game 6 where he picked it up? He was, yeah. It's one of those things where I felt sorry for him because he should not have been playing. But at the same time, the Heat needed, even if it's 60% of Lowry, they needed him out there because the alternatives, and it's not even the alternative in Chuck gave Vincent in, it's who takes Vincent's minutes.